work to do.
Intel Core i7 Ultra 265K LG 1851s, of course our memory and a few SSDs. Pretty nice. Of course that's the Asus Tough Gaming GT 502 white ATX mid-tower case. Alright, so welcome guys and girls to my Intel 265 Ultra K LGA 1851 build. Here is my latest build. What do you think? Throw some comments in there. We got the Asus Tough Gaming T502 case. There's the power button. Asus Strix. You can see that Z890-A gaming Wi-Fi. The GeForce RTX. Of course, I wanted an RTX 5090, but at this recording they were $5,000 or something like that. So ridiculous. I'm recording this the 29th. This is coming out. The RTX 5090 is coming out tomorrow. Actually, they were out of stock. It's more like it. I think a month or two later, they were $5,000. So, anywho. We got an Asus ROG Ryujin 3 360 all-in-one cooler. Some Tough Gaming TR120 case. A RGB, which is addressable, by the way. 1000-watt Asus Tough Gaming gold power supply, and a bunch of good stuff in the case.
A bunch of good stuff.
Some Corsair memory, of course the CPU, the Intel Core Ultra 265K LGA 1851 socket, the 990 Pro, the crucial PCI Express Generation 4 NVMe, kind of fell down, and then you have that little contact frame for the 851 socket, so I'll put that in there too. Well, here we go. Let's start building. The Intel Core Ultra 7 265K LGA 1851 socket unlocked. Intel Core processor. Okay, this is the Asus ROG Strix Z890A gaming Wi-Fi Z890 LGA 1851 ATX motherboard, Intel Core Ultra Series 2 ready.
Wi-Fi 7, DDR5, Thunderbolt, USB Type-C. It's got it all.
The Asus Republic of Games. Ryujin 3 360 RGB CPU liquid cooler.
All right, this all-in-one cooler is expensive, but how can you not put this in this build? Looks awesome.
360 millimeter radiator with 3 120 millimeter fans. Should be an excellent cooler for this CPU. I'm hoping to overclock and get up to 6 gigahertz. Hopefully, depending on what kind of lottery you get for that CPU. Never know. Asus Tough Gaming 1000 watt gold white edition power supply, fully modular, ATX 3.0.
So it's kind of funny that actually I did get a white one, but you really won't see this in the case. So too funny, Ray.
Asus GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super Tough Gaming graphics card. OC edition.
Okay, so at the time of, kind of buying these parts, the 5090s came out, 5080s, eventually came out, but
4.0.
It's too bad because those cards were so expensive. I think even now, 5 months later,
4090,
so I'm still making this video.
OC
they're like
white edition,
$3,500 for a 5090.
About $3,800.
Ridiculous.
This one was $1,000, and I checked the price a few days ago, and it's down to I think $900. This Corsair Dominator Platinum, 48 gigabytes times 2.
That is gorgeous RAM.
92 gigabytes. 48, 96 gigabytes.
That's better, Ray.
Of DDR5, 64 megahertz memory. It's 2 sticks. I chose 96 gigabytes because 32 on Windows 11. 48 gigabytes might be good, so I decided to get 2 more sticks, or 1 extra stick to make it 96. All right, so we have 3 SSDs, NVMe, PCI Express. One is 5.0, the Crucial P310. That is No, I'm sorry. It's the my bad. It's the actually Corsair MP700 Elite. That is the PCI Express 5.0. The Samsung 990 Pro, PCI Express 4.0. That's a 2 terabyte hard drive. They're all 2 terabytes. And then the Crucial P310 is also a 2 terabyte hard drive. SSD, my bad, not a hard drive.
Okay, so the Corsair MP700 Elite will be my C drive, of course. Obviously.
Obviously. Oh my lord, never mind.
Tough Gaming TR120 ARGB fans, white edition. 7 fans for the case.
Okay, so basically the difference between ARGB and RGB is that obviously they're addressable. So there's like a little 4-pin header on the motherboard that you plug these fans into, and then you have a little more lighting control over those fans. A lot more effects you can do, which you can use the software that's on your motherboard. So it's just a little nicer, I guess you can say, LED control. So that's what the ARGB is for. I know what you're thinking. They're just case fans. Move on.
Move on.
All right, so I did pick up a CPU contact frame for the Intel 1851 chipset. Heard that was a good idea to kind of add that in when you do the all-in-one cooler and you do that little CPU thermal paste. I guess it's a better contact between the cooler heat plate and the CPU die. So, and they also have the Cryonaut Extreme Thermal Grizzly Ultra High Performance Thermal Grease Thermal Paste for the CPU. This works pretty well. I actually picked up a couple packages of these, so should be good.
Asus Tough Gaming GT502 mid-tower case, white version. All right, so just talk about cases. There are so many cases out there to choose from, so I kind of went with Asus on this. So I was looking kind of through Asus's cases, and they didn't have a lot of white ones. And this one I actually like, with that little glass panel there that you can see the whole build, the front and the back. I thought that would be pretty cool, so I went with this one, which
I like.
Intel Core 265K unlocked Ultra 7 LGA 1851 socket, Rogue Strix Z890A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard, all white. Ray, there's
This is
some
a
gray in
white
there.
theme.
Hello.
Duh.
So you can see I got some SSDs in that case. The old Asus Tough Gaming GeForce RTX 4070 Ti Super White Edition OC, 16 gigabytes, GDDR 6 times.
All right, so we say we open the Intel Core Ultra CPU, huh? Let's see if we can crack this without messing this up. Did it work? No, it did not work. It worked. There's the 265K, 30 megabytes of cache, LGA 1851, Intel Core Ultra 7265. Now let's see what this baby looks like here. There she is. Pretty nice. There she is. I always call it a she. Let's open her up. Just be very careful here. There it is. Pretty sweet. The Intel Core Ultra 7265. Pretty nice. So we basically have 8 performance cores and 12 efficiency cores. So up to 20 cores, up to 5.5 gigahertz on the performance cores, I believe. And what is it on? I think it's 4.6 gigahertz on the efficient core. It's 4.6 gigahertz. So 5.5 gigahertz, maybe I can get 6 gigahertz on those performance cores. So we'll see how that works out. But 20 cores, 265. CPU all-in-one cooler, the Rogue Ryujin 360 ARGB CPU liquid cooler. Looks sweet. Let's take a look.
So I just wanted to add that I always use all-in-one coolers. I did an all-water build before, but these all-in-one coolers really work well and self-sufficient.
Ready?
So I love them.
Interesting. Cover. Wow, there you are. Let's just take it out of the box. Really quick. I'll take one fan out. That's it. I'll leave the rest of the fans in real quick. Stick this right here. Let's pull plastic off. Oh, careful. Okay. And now this cooler. Ooh, what's that? I am going to. I don't know. I usually take this thermal paste off. So you can see it. I usually take this off and put my own Cryonaut Grizzly extreme thermal paste on there, which I will do. But oh, look at the little fan in here. Can you see that? See the little fan?
Of course, that fan cools the VRMs, so we're good.
too shabby. See the power. Yep. That's the USB header to monitor it. And there's the power. Nice screen. Wow. And the radiator.
So I've been eyeing this cooler for a while. Just needed a computer build to put it in. So
Not much to it, huh?
I think it looks really cool. Really, really cool. And you'll see when it's up and running. And it works really well. So love it.
See the fans in there. But let's take a look at the included fans. I got one out of here.
Nah, you don't really need to see that.
Let's see, what do we have here? DDR5, two 48 gigabyte sticks, speed 66 MT per second. Timings are 32, 39, 39, 76. Let's see what this actually.
So you can take up to 192 gigabytes on this motherboard. So I could technically get one more kit to populate all 4 DIMMs, and then it'll be 192 gigabytes. Of course, this motherboard
Pretty
takes DDR5 up to 9,066 mega transfers per second.
Wow,
that is crazy.
wow.
I wish I knew that. I would have bought that. No, probably expensive.
Pretty nice. Come on. I can get him out of here. Look at that. Those are pretty sweet. Pretty nice. Put these back in. Those are pretty nice. Let's go. Asus ROG Strix Z890-A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. All right. Now I own it.
Now I own it.
Okay. Oh, here's the Wi-Fi antenna here. Pretty cool. I think there are quick connects now where you don't have to really twist them on, you just sort of tighten them. I'm gonna leave that in there for now. I kind of want to take the motherboard out and take a look at it. If I can do that, let me see. I should be able to do that. Oh, perfect. Let's look at the motherboard. Well, let's see here. This thing, it's not sealed. As you can see, that's okay. Got this nice little foam padding underneath it, which I like. Well, there you go. All white. Mostly white, I guess. LGA 1851 socket. pretty nice. All right, let's take a look. What do we got here? What do we have? All right, I don't know if you can see back here. You have two 8-pin power connectors for the CPU. I'm pretty sure you can hook up one, but I will hook up both of them if you want to overclock it. And what do we have here? Oh, fan headers right here. As you can see. 1, 2, 3. And what's this? CPU option. Oh, that's the. There you go. Those are kind of cool. They kind of come off to protect the pins. Guess if you're not using them, you'll have to look in the motherboard. But 1, 2, 3 fan headers. I think it's CPU all-in-one cooler pump, and then CPU optional fan headers, which could be the all-in-one cooler fans. Here you have your ATX power connector, your USB 20 gigabyte Type-C connection. Here's your USB 3.0 connection right here. Of course, you have your socket, the 1851 LGA. Your strict Z89 gaming Wi-Fi. I like that. That's pretty cool. Here's some SATA 6 gigabit connections. 1, 2, 3, 4. What else we got? Your front header panel right there. Some USB 2.0 headers right here. These are a bunch of fan header, chassis fan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Here's your front audio connections right here. PCI Express times 16 slot, 5.0 I believe. And this, I believe, is PCI Express 4.0. Let me check. Let me see what this little board says here. Oh yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 memory slots, DDR5, non-ECC unbuffered, clock unbuffered DIMM, CU DIMMs. Oh, I wish I could tell you the max memory, but I want to say 128 gigabytes. Intel Core Ultra processor socket right there, I was going over. And then what do we have here? PCI Express 5.0 M.2 slot right here. And then I believe you have, what is that? Right here. What is it, 4? We'll take those out, huh? I think you have 4 M.2 PCI Express 4.0s right here. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, it should work. I have to charge that, but you can just kind of loosen up. Let's take a look. Wow. There are your 2 PCI Express 4.0 slots. Yeah, with a little quick. That's kind of nice. A little quick, easy little to seal it, to kind of get it, just whatever you call it. Quick release. Or then we have one more here. Oops, it's not quite out. Wow. Look at that. Now I wish I knew how this thing worked. How does that work? Oh, I see, just gonna go like that. and it lifts up. Ah, there we go. And there's your PC Express 5.0. And I know this you can slide. I think you slide that to whatever size you need. That's pretty cool. And it has the thermal pad you got to take out, and you got to take these out too. Well, that's pretty nice. That is pretty handy. And this is lights up your Palmo lighting Strix Rogue. Wow. Here's the 16 plus 2 plus 1 plus 2 power stages right underneath here, the VRMs. And this must be your chipset. Right there, chipset heatsink. All right, let's put these babies back on. All right, let's open this up. Tough gaming. Pretty cool. Let's see here. Ooh.
Cord.
That would be the power cord.
Zip ties. Some nice fancy tough gaming zip ties. The Asus Tough Gaming Power Supply. The RTX 4070 Ti Super. Quickly unboxing it. All right, let's take a look. What do you think? Pretty nice. Pretty nice. The back of the box. Back of the box. And the back of the box.
Yeah, we get it.
Okay.
Back of the box.
Let's open her up. I always say her. Okay, here we go. All right, let's take a look. The thing kind of got moved. There we go. So we have some, like a little gaming tough tie, cable tie maybe. Little standoff bracket for the graphics card if you set it vertically. And then we have a cable, which I'm not going to use. I will use the PCI Express. Right here, you can see it right there. See it? I think that's the one that has the little monitoring pins, the 12 pin graphics card output cable. Pretty nice. Put that right over there. Pretty nice little card. What do you think?
Wish it was a 4090.
You got your 12-pin power connector. sure what these are. Like one must be maybe the fans, and then the RGB lighting right here. Kind of see those right there. Little connectors on the card. See that right there. Right there. And you can see the PCB kind of stops here. And the rest of it is just cooler. You know, PCB stops right there, and the rest of that is the big cooler heatsink. Let's take a look at the back. You have a few display ports and HDMI connectors, as you can see. You have 1, 2, 3 display ports. 1, 2, 3, and then 2 HDMI ports right here. Let's see what those are actually. The display ports, I believe are 1.4A up to 4K at 240 Hertz or 8K at 60 Hertz. With DSC and high dynamic range HDR, and then the HDMI ports are 2.1A up to 4K 240 Hertz or 8K 60 Hertz with DSC, gaming VRR, and HDR. So not a bad looking card. We'll have to do the back plate. Kind of like that. That's pretty nice. White. I'm going to peel off these stickers before I put it in the case. But anyways, there is the graphics card. Pretty nice. Let's start building. So basically I'm going to start putting this PC together. And we're going to do the case fans first, maybe the power supply, and then I will get the motherboard out and get that all prepped and ready to go. So let's start with some case fans. It blows out that way, which I'm going to put here, I think, to blow it out. All right. Could have definitely used probably a powered screwdriver, more powerful than that thing. That is not. Come on, work. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Just figure out how to do it. Okay, let's take out these. These are like hard drive plates that I'm going to take out Let's flip her up on her other side. Oops. 3. This does not come out. So take this bracket off. This fits the radiator, 360 millimeter radiator and fans, but to put these in, I'm going to take it off. Hinged. There we go. And then I can put these babies in. Hang it.
Like a glove.
Okay. Let's put the power supply in.
So, as you can see, you really won't see the power supply once the side panel is on. It will be covered, so I'm glad it's white though.
I really...
Pretty simple. In. This is useless. Now, I put the radiator in. Let's unpack the all-in-one cooler and throw it in. So we got the fans in, 7 case fans, the power supply, pretty quick in the back. Screw the radiator to the top, and then we'll prep the motherboard. Memory, CPU, and then the PCI Express 5.0 hard drive. I'm going to put it in there, just that hard drive. Get Windows on that, and then put the rest of the PCI Express and NVMe hard drives in. All right, let's get this in the case.
All right, so this CPU, you can overclock up to 5.5 gigahertz or further right out of the box. You set some of the settings in the BIOS in the overclocking settings, and then don't forget the set to XMP, and then we'll see how she runs.
We'll see.
Well, before you do that, you might want to hook
Forget something, Ray? Duh.
the power cables to it. These babies.
Oh yes, coming back to me now.
Okay. So we'll sleeve those right through there. This isn't always easy to do, but it's not too bad. Not too shabby. So, watch the old fan blades like that. Should work pretty good. Gonna put the rest of the screws in, tie wrap that, and then prep the motherboard. Coming along. So I'm gonna put this back plate on for the all-in-one cooler. So let's just kind of lift this up like so. My head's in the way. Okay, that takes care of that. And then these screw onto it. Very tightly, actually. That seems to be all that you do, huh? Kind of a tight fit.
Alright, this is the Asus ROG Ryujin 3 360 ARGB, which is addressable RGB. So it'll have that little, I think it's a 3-pin actually header that plugs into the motherboard. It has the Aztec 8th gen pump, a magnetic 120mm RGB fans, daisy chained together.
SSD in real quick. Real quick, these aren't that hard to get in, but I do have to get this off. That's a tricky part.
Alright, so I got 3 SSDs NVMe in here, a Samsung 990 Pro, 7450 megabits per second read. Then we have a Crucial P310 2TB at 7100 megabits per second read. And then the Corsair MP700 Elite PCI Express 5.0, that's at 10,000 megabits per second read. So it should be a nice system.
So it should be a nice system.
Not too difficult.
Yes, that was pretty easy. And then, of course, that drive is going to be my operating system. PCI Express 5.0 hard drive. So just, that's why I only put that one in for now. And then I will put the other ones in later. Later, as in once I have the operating system up and running and software that I need installed, then I put the other hard drives in. So here we go.
Okay, let's peel off that plate cover.
this CPU contact frame I'm going to put on. I'm going to take these screws out. Actually, I think I put the CPU in first. Let's do that. Let's slide that in there real quick. Okay. Okay, so this is my first time doing one of these, and I should have taken this off, put the CPU in, and then put the contact frame on. So you'll see why. Got one stick in. Let's get the other stick in. And then the cooler in. Well, I'll have to get it in the case actually. And I'll power it up and see. If it boots. Good Lord, it does boot. Memory is in. Not too shabby actually. Okay, so I got the memory in. Fortunately, my mic wasn't on when I installed it, but the memory's in. I actually have 2 more NVMe drives to put in, PCI Express 4.0, but I'm gonna boot this up, put the all-in-one cooler in. I might just stick it on there and change the thermal paste after I have it booted up. So I'm gonna put this in the case. Let's see if I can get this in the case. Oh, that was smart. In my head, kind of a tight fit, but where's my screwdriver go? Now, I think those are the babies. We can quickly fire up. I hope. I'm a bit worried about not booting because I did not do the
CPU bracket 100% correct. 98.2 or whatever you want to call it. So I'm kind of hoping this posts. I don't think the socket is bad. Okay, now I'm just gonna hook this up. So I guess I could do that now, huh? Real quick.
No, I tell you.
Find that screw. Use the paste that's on it.
What I have left to do, basically, is add that graphics card to the system.
All right, so I got the computer to boot. It's in the BIOS. Obviously, I have a little bit more work to do. I gotta power all the other fans, install Windows. I just wanted to see if it would boot into the BIOS, and we are in. So let's go to the main menu. I'm gonna update the BIOS. That's an old version. 4000 megahertz memory. Total memory 98 gigs. That's correct. So anyways, I'm going to go into tools and then do the flash so I can update the BIOS. So I'm going to do that maybe tomorrow. Not really sure. It's getting late. But, all right. See you when finished. Graphics card is in. I don't think. Oh, this might work. Let's see. Maybe. Yeah. Doesn't look too bad. So basically here is my
new kind of, what do you call it, workshop slash editing, not editing room. I don't edit in here, although I want to build that new computer. Maybe I will. We'll see how that works. But my new sort of workshop slash computer parts. Oh, it's up and running. Let me see if I can actually log into this. This computer is about 9 years old, but it doesn't run very well. I bet they have to change the CPU paste on that thing. I'm pretty sure that is way too old. What's that? NED? Oh my gosh. NED. Do you remember that? Software? You needed that software to record DVDs on a computer. Wow. I don't know if they even have that anymore. Shop. There's 2 computers there. One there. One here. One right there. That's an old one that has a bunch of hard drives. Say the hard drive 400 gigabytes. It has like 8 400 gig hard drives. They were expensive at the time. But. And then this one. This was my latest gaming computer. This has an Intel. What is in this computer? Let's see.
What's in this computer?
Intel Core i9-9820X. That's a 10-core, 20-thread CPU there, but it doesn't really overclock very well. Only 4 gigahertz. Try to overclock it, doesn't get much faster than that. But anywho, it's tight in here. My collection of computer hardware I have. Quick little tour, but I'm gonna see if I can get a better one. Alright, see you guys later. So, what I want to show you, if I can, is my new setup. I sort of updated my, what do you call this, workshop computer. As you can see, my new Intel Ultra 265K setup. 3 monitors. There is my computer. Up and running. Works really well. I can play some EA Sports games, go online, watch a video while I'm playing. And then in the corner was my old, can't quite see it, can you? There we go. Can't quite see it, but there it is. The old, that's an Intel Core i9-9820. 10 core, 20 thread CPU. That runs about 4.5 gigahertz. Overclocked, so that's overclocked. 4.5, 4.6. And I got this one running at 5.2. Actually, I've had it at 5.5. So, there she is.
Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Spot here. This one, that's better. This one, and this one. I have to just paste attributes, plugins, color, and fusion. And that will turn red because it's going to catch those clips. And then this one, I go to my color page. Yes, is graded. Okay. Okay, graded. I mean, I am no colorist. So just how can you keep that in mind? Okay. No colorist. So I simply copy this. That is my side camera. And paste attributes and done. Now that has to catch. That way I can play smooth playback. Because this is fairly long video. Well, let's kind of shrink it. There we go. Oh, it's not too bad. There we go. I mean, it's pretty long. Let's go back to the home. 0. And let's go to the end real quick. Let's see what this says right there. This is 2 hours and 5 minutes. So that's an hour and 5 minutes. Because it starts with 1 anyways. But so it's going to catch that a little bit right there. So we'll come back to that. Okay, so just finish mowing the lawn. Let's expand this a little bit. Maybe one more. Let's get it all thumbnails up so I can see them. This is over an hour-long video. So it's got a lot of work, a lot of clips. Well, above shots and side shots and front shots and a lot of work. So let's, and it has, I don't know how many video tracks, but you can see up here, 10, 12 video tracks. I'm going to layer them how I did it. Hopefully it's okay. And here is the beginning. Hit a home button, hit play. Let's take a look. Turn it up a little bit. Takara. Monitor kind of dims when it does that, but anywho, let's go back to the end and continue. I'm going to show quickly. Trying to add some music here.
Okay. Let's put the power supply in. Let's put the power supply in.